Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to be talking about several things today. We're going to be talking about appraisal issues. We're going to be talking about extensions, not hair extensions, but extensions on real estate contracts and closing dates. So we're going to cover those things and how they can impact you in the Ocala, Florida, or anywhere in Florida real estate market. I'm Glenn Stein, Realty Executives, Ocala and in the Villages broker owner. Hope everybody's doing well. And if you have questions, you can call me at 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. Also visit our website if you want to browse around and shop at your leisure by midflhomes.com. Okay. You have access to pretty much everything from like Gainesville through the Villages to Orlando, Tampa, and most of the western part, the Gulf of Mexico part of Florida. So let's talk about a couple of things. The first thing is I'm going to tell you that inventory is slightly up. I've seen inventory go over the summer. We're about 900 in Marion County, then recently went up to 1,000, and now we're at like 1,027. So about a 10%, just over a 10% increase in inventory, pretty much from the last 45, 60 days. So we've seen a softer landing, a little bit of a slowdown in the marketplace, but not a slowdown. Compared to where we were, it's probably a slowdown, but relatively speaking, still a very brisk market, plenty of buyers, more buyers than sellers, and the best properties are moving obviously faster. The properties that are a little bit dog properties, they might take a little bit longer, but for the most part, pretty much everything is selling, and we're getting a nice amount of new listings coming on the market. So I think that's very helpful. So let's talk about when you're, I would recommend this. There are a couple of things I'm recommending as a broker. When you're choosing a realtor, when you've got a realtor, make sure that they send you the real estate sales contract for your review. It's not the most interesting read in the world. Don't read it before you go to sleep, but you should look at it, review it, so that way when you are about to make an offer, it's not a different language. You're actually able to understand what's going on. You'll be able to make an offer without too much of a delay. So that's a little bit of a hack in moving the process along. But when you're looking at extensions of closing dates, make sure, so if you know your financing is not going to make it in time, you're not going to be able to close on September 20th, and you need to extend it to September 27th because financing took a little bit longer, make sure that you've got an addendum, blank addendum, that is extending the closing date. So my point here is not just, extending the closing date, but if you need to extend the time periods besides closing, then you do want to specify that, have your realtor specify that in the addendum. If it's if everything's going to stay the same, then basically buyer and seller shall agree to extend the closing date to September 24th or September 17th, whatever the case may be. And all other parts of the contract shall remain the same. That would be some of the language you would use. So be aware of that and that kind of language. The second thing I want to bring to your attention is that just because your appraisal, if your home doesn't appraise for the amount that you've got a contract on, so if you have a contract for a home that's worth $300,000 and it doesn't appraise for $300,000, depending on your financing, you may still qualify for your mortgage. Therefore, you may be still involved in your contract and may not have legal rights to your escrow money, meaning you can't just walk away, depending on your financing. Obviously, with FHA, VA, and some conventional, depending on what it appraises for, you may still qualify, and that may mean that you're still in the contract. So conventional financing, so if it's, let's say it appraises for $280,000, right? Let's say it appraises for $280,000, and you have the wherewithal, you have the funds you're bringing $100,000 to closing, then an appraisal won't mean too much to you, except we've got a third party that's saying the home is not worth $300,000, it's really worth $280,000, which is questionable in itself. then you're still going to get financing in that case. And you can negotiate, but doesn't mean the seller's obligated to come down to your price. So definitely understand that when you if you don't have an appraisal addendum, the appraisal addendum makes the contract contingent upon a proper appraisal, the home appraising for the price of the contract, then you're okay. Then as a buyer, you can actually have legal rights to your money. If you don't have that in play, then you might have a struggle with that. Doesn't mean that you can't negotiate, but you could struggle to get out of your deal with your escrow money. So just understand the appraisal addendum, have your buyer's agent explain what the appraisal addendum is, be familiar with it if it's something that you want to put in play. Now, if there's competition involved, if we've got competition involved, where you've got multiple offers, then it could be something you don't want to employ, because the cleaner your offer, the higher the chance you have of winning the competition. So you may not want to have it in that case. But if there's no competition, perhaps an appraisal addendum making a home contingent upon a successful appraisal may make a difference for you. So if you have questions about that, give me a call. My name is Glenn. I'm the broker owner here, been in business since 2004, and my number is 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. And feel free to shop around on our website by midflhomes.com here on the screen. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care.